Okay, so I'm going to show you all the different options you can use with just one button on your keypad. So I just want to show you the versatility that a Cricut cartridge has. Not many people understand because like when they look on the back of the box, they'll see something like this and they're like, oh, that's all it does. But that's not all it does. It actually has different options over here too, like each one will have a word, shadow, etc. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to use the George and Basic Shapes just because it's a good one to use for different options. So when I open it up to the right page, I need to find my first one. I'm going to not do a number, I'm going to do a letter. So I'm going to do the letter A. So you can see that on this side where my key image is I can do these 2 cuts, and then each one over here has 2 cuts. So there's 12 options over here and 2 here. So there's 14 different options you can do with just one button on your keypad. So this one button here does 14 different cuts with using these options over here, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to show you. I have my 12 by 12 mat, and just because you have a 12 by 12 mat doesn't mean that you have to use 12 by 12 paper. You can use smaller paper and just make sure that you put it in the corner. I don't know if this is doing a good image of it on the video, but put it in the corner and then push it down. And then I'll just show you how to load it to make sure that it makes the best cuts. If you load it, say I were to load it this way, I'll see if I can zoom out here so you can see. I'll just move the camera so you can see that there's an inch over here that doesn't have paper, and then about 3.5 inches on this side that doesn't have paper. So if I don't do the step that I'm going to show you when I make cuts, it can run off the paper, which will get you frustrated because you'll be wasting paper and not making cuts that you want to make. So I'm going to turn my machine on. I'm going to move the camera back up a bit. Okay, so I'm going to load my paper, so I'm putting my mat right against this metal bar here underneath the blade, and there's little guidelines on the sides to make sure you're doing it straight. And then you push your load paper button, which is the second last one on your keypad. Okay, so see, my blade is up here. Now I'm going to use my navigation arrows, and I'm going to use my keypad as a little reference guide. I know that there's 3.5 inches on the side, so I'm going to set it to 3.5. Oops. And then I know that there's 1 inch on the top, so I'm going to make sure it goes to 1 inch. Okay. So then I'm going to click, if you look on your mat, or keypad overlay, there is a set paper size. So I'm going to click that, and if you look in here, it says 8.5 by 11. So that's what my paper size is. So it'll know if it's going to run off, and it'll tell me if my images I want to cut will fit or not. So my next step is I'm going to choose my size I want to cut. So I'm going to cut 2.5. Now I'm using thick cardstock. I like using Stampin' Up! Cardstock. I used to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator before I had kids, and I fell in love with their cardstock because it's really heavy and it works great for card making. It's not perfect for scrapbooking because your pages get really heavy, but it works great for paper crafting and card making. So I have my dial set up all the way on all of them just because I know that I like to have it in there good to make the best cuts I can. So I have everything ready. I have my size set, my settings set on my dials and everything. So next I'm going to look at my mat. So I'm going to show you I'm going to do all of these cuts just so you can see what you can do with one button. So the first one I'm going to do is the A. So it's the bottom left, so I don't need to use a shift or anything. I just push A, and it'll show me over here, and then I go cut. Now I'm not going to unload the paper because I want to do this quickly, so I'm just going to keep going. So I'm going to go, because I'm doing the triangle, I have to do Shift A, and then it'll show me in the screen that's what I want, and I push cut. Okay, so next I'm going to do up here, and there is an option that says Sign, if you can see it. So I'm going to push Sign, and then I'm going to do this one, so I don't need to do Shift. So up here it says Sign. I'm going to do Sign, press A, and it'll show me a preview. And then I'm going to push Cut. And then I'm going to do the triangle sign, so Shift, and I have my sign on, and then it'll show me a preview. I'm going to push Cut. Now I'm going to finish all these and then come back. Okay, so I actually ran out of paper, so I'm just going to unload my mat and show you here. So you can see, if I pull this up, you can see all the different cuts so far. I have them done from a previous class I did, so that's what one button on a cartridge can do on that, on the George and Basic Shape cartridge. So yeah, when you look at the cartridge in the store and you see the options, like, just know that that's not all it can do. It's best to research it online. On Cricut.com they have all the books that you can look at online, and they also have the preview that you see on the back of the cartridge like this. So it's best to do your research and then buy them. But even if you buy them, you'll be pleasantly surprised what the cartridge can do. So that's just showing you all the options you have with one button. I want to show you all you can do with images. So this one is on Doodle Charms, and this is all the different things you can do with the images on there. So you can make cards on that image cartridge, you can do little charms, little tags, borders, etc. So that shows you all you can do with images along with the alphabet ones. So there you go.